Now, rhythm is a patterned time relation between sounds. Now, to try to understand that a little better, it is sound organized into certain time relationships. An example is in a hymn book. If you see a certain kind of note and another kind of note that represents pitches that go twice as fast or rhythms that go twice as fast as the first note, you have a relationship between them based on time, based on duration. Melody is a succession of musical pitches. Now, in Western notation, that's represented by the 5 lines and 4 spaces of the staff. And we have an example here that's very familiar to many people across the world, the Christmas carol, Joy to the World. As you take a look at this example, you can see that melody is represented in Western notation as a horizontal movement from left to right. So as you go through, Joy to the world, the Lord is come, you can see those notes moving from left to right on the musical score. So this is the idea of melody, one pitch after another. Now, compare that idea to the idea of harmony, which is 2 or more pitches sounding simultaneously. You hear them at the same time. It's not one after the other. This is represented in Western notation as vertical alignment. And here's our example of Joy to the World in 2-part harmony. So now, as you can see in the box over the word joy, there's not just one note for the word joy, there are 2. These particular parts would be labeled as soprano and alto parts. So there's our idea of harmony, and we'll talk much more about that. Now, the idea of form is the structure, or I like to call it the architecture of a musical work. Example that's very familiar to many people across the world is Jingle Bells. And we have a section of that song, part of the form, that's known as the chorus. And that's the melody and the harmony that goes with jingle bells, jingle all the way. And then there's another part, another section that we call the verse, and I think most people are familiar with this, dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. So you have that particular section several different times. Most people only know the first verse, but there are several more. And that gives you an idea of the form of the song. In that particular form, we call it verse-chorus alternation. And many cultures use that form, but there are other forms as well. We'll talk more about those as we look at specific cultures and specific musical genres.